One of the areas that is very difficult for hearing aids to work with is clarity and naturalness of sound. When you have a hearing loss, there are two main problems that occur. One is that sounds aren't loud enough, and it's typically the softer portions of speech, S, F, T, TH, P, and K. Your hearing for loud sounds may be fine, but your ability to hear those soft sounds, not so good. So hearing aids will try to make sounds louder and make sounds audible, but sometimes there's damage to the inner ear that can't be corrected just by making things louder. Sounds may sound unclear or distorted. You may have tiny blind spots in your hearing that keep you from hearing clearly. Hearing aid manufacturers are always trying to come up with circuitry that can combat the distortion that is part of a severe hearing loss. And we're getting pretty good. No hearing device is going to give you its best clarity and naturalness of sound in all situations, but we're finding that certain hearing devices work very well for giving improved clarity of speech. But a lot of patients will want music to also sound wonderful, full, rich. A hearing aid that's designed for speech understanding and clarity may make music sound terrible. So the way we approach that is we give you the Swiss Army knife of hearing. We give you a hearing device where you can switch between a speech perception mode and a music appreciation mode. So that when you get into a situation where you're going to see the symphony, where you're out listening to a band at a bar, you click a button on the hearing device and it switches you into a sound processing that makes music sound bigger, fuller, richer, and well, more musical. And that's what we want. I had a patient come in and he had been to another clinic just a mile down the road. He had gotten his hearing devices just a year ago, and one of his big complaints is he was a huge classical music fan. And he couldn't wear the new hearing aids because they made the music sound distorted. They would actually cancel out certain instruments like a piccolo and a flute because the hearing aid thought that was a background noise that it needed to get rid of. It was a nightmare. He had lost this ability to go in and listen to and appreciate music that sounded like music. So this 80-year-old man came to me. We were going to see if we could adjust his hearing aids to incorporate some specific music appreciation processing. Turns out the devices that he'd bought, that wasn't possible. He was so disgusted, he just said, "Can you put something else in my ears and let me see what's possible?" While he sat there, I programmed up a set of devices and I put on some classical music. We had him just set for his speech processing mode as the classical music played, and he said, "Wow, that's a lot better than what I'm used to. Speech sounds more clear, the music sounds better." I said, "Okay, but let's try the music processing mode." And I clicked a button on the computer, the hearing aid shifted into its music appreciation mode. His eyes got wide, his face got red, and this 80-year-old man started to weep because this had been taken from him. He had not had that experience of music sounding like music and moving him like that. Put my hand on his shoulder, handed him the box of tissues and just said, "We got this handled for you." That's why I go to work. That's why I do what I do.